Welcome to another Walter Football video. I'm Charlie Campbell, Senior Draft Analyst. Before we get rolling, I suggest you click into the settings, speed it up to 1.25 or 1.5. Alright, got a couple topics to hit on. Had a few interesting hot presses go up recently, so I thought it'd be good to get into this, especially because the first part of this video is a question I get asked frequently over the years, and that is how to break into NFL scouting. A lot of draft nicks who read Walter Football and really love the draft, obviously love football, and a lot of these young guys especially want to pursue a dream of becoming an NFL scout. So rather than just responding to the emails individually, which I've been doing over the years and giving the meager advice that I can give just from talking to team people, I thought, well, let's do a bit more and let's reach out to a ton of guys, get a lot of responses, put it in an article, put it in a video, and then it'll be up for time and we can refer back to it to help guys year after year who are interested in breaking in. So a lot of great responses. I got responses from GM, team president, multiple directors of college scouting, multiple area scouts. So if you click in the link below, you can read the whole thing. We're not going to take the time in this video to read every comment, but I'll hit on one of the best ones, and I'll hit on another good one that our editors, I guess, decided to pull it out. Didn't make the cut, but I thought it was pretty concise and a bit funny. So this comes from a guy who's just basically like a director of player personnel for an AFC team. So he said, the text here, make connects, cut your teeth, make connections, make connections with teams. Basically what he's referring to there, go to Senior Bowl, go to Combine, try and, network with team people, work at your college, your football team, be an assistant, a volunteer, make connections with the scouts coming through, with the coaches at the program. So that's what he's referring to there. Cut your teeth early, same kind of thing. Get into it early. Gotta start, as early as you can. Show what you bring to the table, meaning, show that you're willing to work, you have a good attitude, you're a good teammate, you're willing to do anything they ask. You'll, help assistant coaches by going and filling their cars up with gas while they're in meetings. You'll get coffee. You'll help them with just anything that needs to be done. No ego involved. That's what he's kind of referring to there. Working for a university if possible. Go out to the All-Star games and Combine and network, and expect to work your ass off for no money and no ego. That is a big one, and that is very true. The NFL teams, the owners, while they're billionaires and the players get paid a lot of money, the head coaches and GMs get paid a lot of money, they will be super cheap on other places in the organization. The non-football side, what they pay, like the PR staff and all these others, it's terrible. They completely take advantage of a lot of people wanting to work in the NFL, so they pay them like crap. I mean, absolutely, and the entry-level scouts get paid terribly. So the interns there, you're not getting money. It varies from team to team, but still, when you're in the early beginnings there, you're not going to do well money-wise. So definitely, you got to plan for that, expect that. Don't expect to come in and make good money in the NFL. It's just not going to happen. They have so many guys who want to work there. They're able to get away with paying cheap because they know someone will take the job just to get their foot in the door. So that's something you just have to accept as part of it. You don't go into this planning on making a ton of money. Some guys it happens for, some guys it really doesn't ever happen. So definitely do it because it's your passion and you love it and you want to do it more than anything else, rather than because you think you're going to get rich off of it, because there's just so many guys that want to do it, and it never pans out. So the few that make it big, they're few and far between. So anyways, another quote. This is a long one from an AFC general manager, but he really breaks it down step by step. So I think this one's really good. And a lot of the others, they kind of hit on starting with internships with teams, breaking into a college program as far as volunteering there, that kind of thing to develop your network with coaches there and with the scouts coming through. But anyways, let's get into this quote from the AFC GM. It starts out, play high school football. You learn ball every day for 4 years. If you don't play high school football, volunteer at your local school. That will help you learn the game. Play college football, another 4 years of practice and meetings to learn the game. If you don't play college football, attend a college with a football program and volunteer to work there. Doesn't matter what division, will help you learn the game. Apply for training camp internships. It's been the best way to get your foot in the door. I was a summer intern in the 90s. Place an emphasis on learning the X's and O's and techniques of the game rather than learning the techniques of scouting. Learning to scout is secondary until you have a base of football knowledge. The supply of potential NFL scouts is much bigger than the demand. Be prepared for a challenging pursuit of a job. When applying for internships, send cover letter and resume to all 32 teams. More lines in the water, better chance someone bites. Address your resumes to the Director of Player Personnel directly by name. Letters to GMs can get lost in the shuffle too easy. Be willing to work in college recruiting departments. This is an emerging department, and the advent of the transfer portal will lead to more jobs in college. When there, network with NFL scouts when they visit. So that was a really good one. I really appreciate that GM taking the time to go into that detail and write that much and just kind of step it out for young guys. But we all love football. We all know there's another generation coming behind us to carry the game on as far as media, scouts, players, coaches, every part of it. So we all want to help out younger guys, and something I like to do as well. So anyways, check out that blog. You can get the link below. Really good, useful advice there. So let's get into another topic, and that's CJ Henderson. ESPN, I think it was Fowler on ESPN, broke that the Jags were willing to listen to offers for CJ Henderson, their second-year cornerback out of Florida. He was the 9th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. Had a really good rookie season in terms of coverage, showed that big-time skill set that he had at Florida. Can really cover, big, fast, athletic, can run the route, prevent separation, good instincts, ball skills, really talented football player. So it's surprising that the Jags would basically put him on the market this early into his time there. But I'm not completely shocked, and I'll explain, because one of the things with him in college was, one, tackling and toughness. That was like the biggest knock on him, which is probably why he went after Jeff Okudah, who went 3rd overall to the Lions. Henderson is faster, he's more athletic, more fluid in coverage than Okudah, but Henderson is not a good tackler. He looked very unimpressive in terms of tackling and getting physical during his years at Florida, and the toughness just didn't seem to be there. And that was seen last year as a rookie, where he missed some games with injury, and he just, the lack of physicality is just kind of something that comes with him as far as how he is as a football player. So definitely that's the knock on him. And the other thing I think with the issue with the Jags is personality. I've talked to multiple NFL scouts and others who say Henderson's not a bad guy. He's not a bad kid. You don't have to worry about him getting in trouble. But he's just more of a quiet kind of guy, a guy that more keeps to himself, is not just kind of a rah-rah, get-after-it personality. And I've spoken with scouts who've worked with Urban Meyer before, and that's more the personality he wants. That's kind of what he wants, especially on his team leaders, on his best players. So I can see where the personality of C.J. Henderson doesn't really mesh with Urban Meyer. So if the Jags do trade him, what could they get for him? I think obviously he hasn't played enough and being injured while he played well as a rookie overall, but missing time with injury. You got the toughness. He's not played a full season yet of NFL football. I don't think you're going to get, I would be shocked if they got the 2 first-round picks that they got for Jalen Ramsey. Henderson hasn't proven enough yet to warrant that. I think 1 first-round pick, though, is definitely feasible. And I think for a playoff team that could use help for a corner, it could make sense because Henderson has the skill set, the physical talent to be one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. He has the physical talent to be right up there with Stephon Gilmore and Jalen Ramsey. It's just a question of staying healthy, avoiding injury, and just improving his tackling, getting a bit tougher there, and being more willing, be a more willing tackler as well. So who are some teams that could look for him? You know, at this point, it's tougher to say, but if I were a playoff team that needed help at corner, you're not going to get a cornerback of his caliber and skill set late in the first round. So say Tampa Bay, for example, right here, you know, depending on how they view a long-term contract with Carlton Davis, how they feel about their other young corners in the long term, their first-round pick's going to be late. So you give that up for Henderson, you're getting a hell of a football player that could help you right now repeat as Super Bowl champions. And you know, your pick with Tom Brady, you're going to be picking in the back half of the first round and late into the 20s, 32 potentially again. So the value makes sense, and he's cheap. You're getting a cheap elite cornerback for potentially 4 seasons. So that's a really good deal, I think, for a team like Tampa Bay, depending on how they feel about their young cornerbacks. Same thing with, like, say, a Kansas City or a Buffalo, who could use, you know, corner to go across from Trey White. You know, some of those teams picking that think they're going to be picking late in the first round that could use more cornerback help. That's who if I were those teams, I would seriously consider giving up my first round pick for C.J. Henderson. So that's this week's video. I'll be back with you guys soon. Check the links below. You gotta check out Walt's preseason picks. He's cleaning up money-wise. He does such a great job of tracking which teams and coaches want to win preseason games and which ones don't care. Every year, year after year, he makes money in the preseason from his picks there, so check that out. Obviously, last year, he did a phenomenal job and won almost $10,000 in his NFL picks, so you got to check those. I love those articles. They're coming out weekly in the preseason and then, of course, every week through the season. Mock is updated. We got our position rankings all updated, ready to go for this college football season. They're based off the NFL teams' preseason watch list from last spring. So that's all updated. Only website in the country that has it, so you got to check that out as well if you want to get familiar with some of these prospects and the positions before we get these games started and everything can change. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love all of you. Please like the video, share it with your friends, anyone you know who's interested in becoming a scout, and definitely please subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. So anyways, you guys take care. I'll be back with you soon. Thank you.